aggravated on this week's episode of Implicit Bias Radio. I'm your host, Cavan Bordelon. We've got a great crew for you here in the Mr. Lester's TSPL, the top secret podcast lair for the uninitiated. And yes, I'm aggravated. I'm upset. I've got angst. I've got a conundrum that I have to sort through. What are you laughing at, Ritter? No, I am peeved. I am ticked off. I am disgruntled. Why? I'm disgruntled with you, Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, you and I have a problem. Or maybe we need to rephrase that. We have a problem. Not a problem. We got a problem. We got a problem. We got a beef. Yeah, we got issues, right? And what is it? It's that we don't have one here in Lafayette, Louisiana anymore. Let me tell you why, and let me introduce you to the crew as we do this. Steak and Shake is the first, and I don't want to say major, because they're a big chain. Across the country, they are a big chain. But they have announced something that, it's tasty. Uh-huh. Something that is just really getting underneath my palate. And it's this. They are going to fry their fries in beef tallow. Every store by the end of 2025. And that just hits on so many levels. Let's go to the crew here in the TSPL at the bar. What are you laughing about, Harmon? You got that eating grin on your face.
We're talking beef tallow and Steak and Shake. I'm just smiling. I'm a fat kid at heart. I don't know what you want from me.
Hey, you can't say that unless your pronouns are fat kid. Is that what your pronouns are?
I don't want to discuss my pronouns. It's 2025. This is 47 era.
Yeah. Okay.
With the inauguration, we're back to two pronouns.
Correct.
So
there you go. All right. Well,
tightening it up here.
4, but it's 2 sets. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Okay. So but why are you happy now that we are talking about Steak and Shake and beef tallow?
I mean, it's beef tallow and Steak and Shake. I shouldn't have to clarify. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have eaten at a lot of Steak and Shakes. St. Louis, Missouri is where I've had them. I spent a lot of time up there, and that was one of the places I always asked to go to when we were there. Full disclosure, I didn't read our homework. I don't know exactly where this is going. But
Shocker!
You only had 20 minutes.
Yeah,
well,
but I usually do my homework, and this has to be a good thing. I mean, it's beef tallow, so. Isn't it pretty expensive? I mean, it seems like that wouldn't be very cost effective. But
okay.
Is this because of health issues?
So hold on. Anybody have any insight to this other than me?
The only thing I can say is that beef tallow, frying your fries in beef tallow will add a ton of flavor to, and it's the original. Not say original necessarily,
but it is.
Well, it certainly goes back to utilizing animal fat for purposes of frying the, whatever you're going to fry.
So,
in this instance, is potatoes.
So let's start here. Let's start here.
Whether
right?
it's pig fat,
yeah.
Beef fat.
Yes. Ring the bell because he went right where I was going.
He went crackling.
All of our grandparents, we know this.
Lard.
My grandmother lived to 94 years old.
Right.
She was viable person, and I mean, like, she was vibrant until probably 92, 93 years old. Yeah. She was there. Mm-hmm. That woman had a jar on her stove.
Yes.
She had a jar, and you knew what was in that jar, and everything that was good and fried started with that jar. And what was in that jar? Say it again, Chris.
Bacon grease.
It was bacon fat. That's what it was. It was pig tallow.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Rendered, cooled, put on the stove, and that's what everybody used.
Yeah.
You cooked in stuff that either walked, ran, swam, flew, or grew straight out of the ground.
Right.
Not motor oil left over from World War II that they convinced the American public was edible.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I say go back to the beginning for this particular reason, and here's why. McDonald's used to fry their French fries in beef tallow and then went away from it. Yes, so I love our friends at McDonald's. Fry your fries back in beef tallow. And you say you think it's expensive. It's waste. Right now, what are they doing with that fat? They're putting it in animal food. They're putting it in dog food, cat food, right? They're doing all this different stuff where they're trying to go all these different ways as opposed to just turning it into grease that you can fry with. Let me tell you, you want to stay all natural. So where are my eco warriors out there? Where are my people who are saying, hey, American natives used every part of the animal. Let's use every part of the animal. Render the fat, use it and fry in it. It's that simple.
No waste.
No waste. And Chris, you said the big part of this. When you fry in tallow, what do you get?
Flavor.
No, you got to say it right. You get, go ahead, come on.
Flavor.
You're from New Orleans. You get flavor.
Yeah,
right?
baby.
I mean, I'm waiting on somebody with the clock to jump in and go, yeah, boy. Like flavor, you get flavor like Flavor Flav.
Right.
What, Ritter?
You just keep looking at me and I'm just nodding along. What do you want? Do you want an affirmation here?
Dude, have you never had anything fried in tallow?
Dude, I grew up on 80s McDonald's fries and beef tallow, man.
Right.
I know. This is good stuff.
Now, I'll be honest. I don't know when the switch happened. I don't know if it was late 70s, early 80s. I don't know if it was mid to late 80s.
We used to go to mass in the morning.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, and we would go to the McDonald's on Johnson Street across from Service Merchandise, a couple families, and it was just, we'd go eat. We'd eat burgers and fries with the ashtray out of the way.
Look, now I'm also going to go back to, I remember when portion sizes, I remember when a large drink was what is considered a medium drink now. I remember when a Big Mac was a Big Mac for a reason.
Has anybody poured the small into the medium to the large cup? Have anybody seen that?
Oh,
meme?
yeah.
I mean, has anybody tried that?
Well,
I know we're sidebar.
it's an ice ratio.
Is
That's all it is.
Is that all it is? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, has anybody tried that?
No, I know what video you're referring to. That's trick cups.
That's what I
not.
thought.
Yeah, that you get more fluid in a large cup at any fast food restaurant than you do in a medium. You get more in a medium than you do in a small.
I count on my toes, so I know how many ounces
Okay,
there
so
should be.
so hold on.
But
So
I do know what you refer.
So Harmon, having worked for one of those drink companies, what I will tell you is this. So first of all, there is a recommended ice to liquid ratio. And actually, pro tip, if you go to a convenience store and you look inside the cup, there's usually a line there or a break or something like that. That's where your ice is supposed to be in order to get the right ice to liquid ratio. But I guarantee you that if you go to 99% of fast food restaurants and you look at the amount of ice they're putting in those cups, the ice is almost to the top, which means that you have more ice to liquid than you should have in any particular cup. That being said, I have a brother. I've got two brothers. I love my brothers. I'm the youngest of three. For those who don't know, I'm 11 years behind my closest sibling. So like, yeah, I was surprised. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was an oops. And trust me, ask my wife, I'm oops in a hell of a lot more than just that. Anyway, my oldest brother, love him to death. Cheap as all hell. And I will never forget. And I'm going back to, so let's see, I was probably 7 to 10, so 80 to 83, 80 to 82. We go to a McDonald's and he would order a small Coke with no ice to get him to fill it up to the top. And then get a large cup with ice. Now, back then, they didn't charge you for the cup. They didn't charge you for the ice. We would fill that large cup twice with the fluid that just filled up a small cup to the brim, no ice. That tells you how much of a ratio is offset. In other words, you always want easy ice.
Yeah.
You always want easy or light ice.
In college, I would go to the Burger King by USL's campus, and order a drink with no ice because the machines were cooled, and so your drink was already cold.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a heads up here, Ritter.
Just saying.
The machines are always cooled.
Yep.
Because in order to dispense carbonated water with
know
that
this.
in it, well, you just said it like the machines were cooled, like it was, like it's unique.
I'm breaking
not-
breaking news for the younger folk.
Well, there you go. Yes, because the younger folk out there have no idea that the actual drink that comes out is cold already.
Yes.
It doesn't need ice to be cold.
Well,
That's just the way it works.
to the direct question of the tallow.
Yes, to go back to
steak
tallow.
and
Anyway.
steak and shake.
What were we talking about?
So you learned about this by checking some social media. I mean, Are they
They
coming
announced it.
back? Are they bringing us back?
Yeah,
like now?
they have announced it. They are starting, and they have said by the end of the year 2025, every restaurant they have, every Steak and Shake, will be frying everything in tallow, which means that not only are they cooking with gas,
Right.
they're cooking with fat. And that is all about Implicit Bias Radio.
Drill, baby, drill. Is that what's happening? We're gonna get gas in this?
Ritter, we're trying to go to a break.
I know.
Read the room.